So let's keep this very interactive. Okay, I want all of you to participate in this session. And if you have any doubt, if you have any queries, you can ask me. Yeah, and we will start. Okay. Now, how many of you like? I want all of you to participate. So that's let's make it very interactive. So, how many of you have heard of DevOps? Yeah, or are very much interested to make a journey in the DevOps? Can I have a raise of hand? Okay. Anybody? Wonderful. I can see only two participants. Thank you very much. I think the start is what matters. Yeah. So, have you thought of certain problems which were there 10 years before? For example, if you want to start a kind of a small company and you want to actually build your application, let's say your web application, what are the things you were supposed to do to get your web application up and running? Yeah. And if you are trying to build a web application, which is something like Amazon.com, yeah, and which has many products listed on it, and you have to update those products on a daily basis. So what you have to do? You have to do it. Okay. Have your code, make the changes to your code, uh, use that code to again to build your website. Yeah. So a process of releasing your application was very tedious 10 years before. Do you agree with me? Hmm?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. So why there was a need of having a kind of a more agile or more faster method of actually uh, updating your website, releasing new features, adding new products to your website, because every day something or the other is changing. People want something new. You want a faster way to take your product to the market. And that's where the advent of having a kind of a automated release cycle of your software, use of cloud has taken adoption. So 10 years before, if you want to actually start a website, what you have to do, you have to get the hardware for it, get your application built, then have that application built into your server, and then and then release that. Okay, when I say release, that means make your website live with the code content which you have built for your web application. Now, if you want to change it, you have to make some changes to the code, again release that. So this was a process some years before, 10-15 years before, and you have to have all the hardware and everything to actually get going. But with the advent of everything moving to application, there was a need of automating it. There was a need to actually do it in a faster manner, in an iterative manner, and at the same time with huge high accuracy as well. And that's where the term which we are now using on a daily basis, DevOps, or the concept the culture of DevOps has came into existence. Okay, now so whatever I have told you, let's look at in a nutshell the problem. Hmm? Just a minute. Okay. Hmm. Hold on for a minute. I will. Yeah. So yeah. So are you able to see my cursor?
Yes, sir.
Okay, wonderful. So what are we trying to solve when we are talking about DevOps? What we are talking is this, the next wave of application is driven by software. Yeah, everything you hear nowadays is a software driven application. You are not bothered about the hardware. You are not bothered who is managing, where it is hosted, and so on. Hmm? So you are dealing with software. Yeah. And for that, you will have some servers. Okay. Now, today's customer is very demanding. He needs everything very crisp, to the point, and everything. So for this, you have to be very, very sure that whatever the end product you are delivering to the customer in a form of application is to be very, very accurate. It should not have any kind of a error. In real time, in real life, is that the case that you will have an error prone application? Yes? No?
Yes.
You will have? Do you have a error prone application when you are actually releasing? Is that the in the first iteration, will you have it or not? Okay. In my experience, this is not going to happen that in the first iteration, you are going to have the error prone application. And that's where you need to actually evolve as you are building the things. Yeah. So, okay. So take any example of a, let's say, a local news channel, which has just, or a channel which has started just telecasting something, yeah, a sports event or anything. What you observe is initially they have some kind of hiccup that the video is not playing, the content is not right, the subtitle is not right. What they do is they improve on that, okay, and try to make their application more robust, accurate, and everything. Hmm? When they are doing everything, there are multiple actors who are in the background. Okay, I need somebody who knows coding, I need somebody who knows cloud computing, I need somebody who knows security, and everybody is actually trying to focus on their part of the problem statement or trying to improve it. And when there are humans, there will be some kind of friction. Yeah, so there will be some frictions which we have to overcome and deliver the product. In all this, creating a best software at the first go, reducing the error, we are investing huge amount of time. And that is, yeah, any delay in the time is going to have a direct impact on a business. Take an example of a food delivery app, just like Swiggy. If somebody wants to deliver that application, that website, yeah, in 1 week, and then he faced some challenges in terms of not able to process the order because of some capacity, or not able to process some order because of issues in the payment gateway, will that be accepted very well by the customers? Absolutely no. Yeah. So we have to work on a problem there and there to solve it, and then take that prone software to the customer. Hmm? Yeah. And because of all these issues, yeah, all these issues, there can be some kind of a bottleneck to take your software to the market. And that's where we want to solve the problem. Yeah. Okay. So next. What are the basic symptoms? If somebody says that, yes, my application, whatever I have taken to the market, is not actually working as expected. Yeah. Why this happens? So, for example, if we are trying to build a website of a food delivery app and we are facing some issues in taking orders, we are facing some issues in processing payment, that is going to have a bad impression, which can lead to some kind of outage. So the better or the early in the life cycle of that product, the application release, if we try to fix those defects, okay, that will help us to improve. Yeah. Whatever the problem we are facing, we have to actually diagnose in a faster manner. So these are some of the system which can lead to major problem. Yeah. Uh, have you heard of concept of different environments in a company? Have you heard of that? Like dev environment, production environment, UAT environment.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. If you have not heard, no worries. I will explain. Yeah, I will explain in the class. But this is how people will try to see the issue. Yeah. Somebody will say that I am working on a sandbox, yeah, which is my testing machine, and my everything is working fine. But when I'm putting that into a kind of a stage environment or a production environment, I'm facing some issue. Yeah. So we will see those that, yeah, some problem will be particularly not there in a environment, and some problem will be there after you release it to the production. Yeah. Again, with all these things, there might be some kind of a finger pointing, blame shifting, that the the .NET coder has done some issues, or the QA test has not tested the software properly, and so on. Because of this, there can be very, very large implication on the team. Yeah. And at many times, these issues can be manual issues. Yeah. So if you can, yeah, because of the manual. And because of this, there is a problem in the software which is delivered. Hmm? And because we are humans, we are working on this problem, this can lead to some kind of a issues in the personal life as well. Yeah, in terms of stress and all those things. Okay, so why does this happen? Yeah, why does this kind of a issue happen? Yeah, so I remember one very famous kind of image wherein yeah, the customer says, I want a Ferrari. Yeah, and he says, yeah, I want a car, supercar. But when this idea translate into something, it's a kind of a very, what you can say, very a car which has just four tires, no glossy finish, no high end kind of fenders, nothing, and just a car which will actually just run. Yeah. So what some business end users envision, and what is the end result which is delivered by the IT, there is a huge difference. Why this happened? Because there is no alignment between what is the business required and the IT. Yeah. So whatever the business is demanding, he wants that to be very, very cost effective, and it should be risk averse. Hmm? Yeah. So this is the things which business wants. Yeah. Okay. So uh, the IT people will actually give their own version of that business problem to be solved. So they will say that, yeah, you ask me car, yeah, which has a four wheels, I'm giving you, yeah, but it does not have any fancy things and all those things. So there's a lot of difference in the thinking. Yeah. So, and as I told you
And
something sometime back, yes, somebody saying something. Okay, no worries. Fine. So as I was saying something some time back, that something is working in a lower environment, like stage or like a sandbox and UAT environment, and it does not work in the production environment. Okay, so don't get confused. What is production? Yeah, I will explain you that. Okay, so this can happen. Yeah, so this can happen is it was working fine in my dev environment, UAT environment. Okay, but it is not working. So my house is on fire. Hmm? Okay, so who can help us from this? Yeah, so there's something called as a DevOps superhero. Hmm? Okay, do you agree he is a superhero DevOps person? Yes, no?
yes,
Okay, good, I like that. Yeah. Okay, so this is where the concept of DevOps has came into picture. Yeah, so if I look at a definition of a DevOps, okay, so if it's kind of a collaborative way of developing and deploying a software wherein two teams, a development team and IT operation team comes together to solve a problem. Okay, this DevOps, the term is coined by Patrick Debonis, yeah, in 2009, and it is actually nothing but a practice. Yeah, it's a kind of a mindset, where both IT operation people and the the developer come together, okay, and try to solve a problem of the end user and to deliver the product to the end customer. So this is nothing but the DevOps, which is going to solve your problem. Okay. So basic principle of DevOps is to work together. Yeah. If you are from the IT operation and if you are from the development background, you need to work together. Yeah. You need to break down the silos. You need to work as a team. Yeah. And have shared responsibilities. Okay. To break down silos means is do not work in your own kind of a area. Yeah, you have to have some knowledge of some other the element of the life cycle of delivering a product to a end customer. So you have to break that silo and work as a team. Hmm? So till this point, are you clear? What is DevOps?
Yes.
Any question? Okay, so I'll have a small question for you. What do you mean by lower environment and higher environment? Anybody knows that? Anybody? What
Like
is lower
lower environment is a non-prod and the higher environment is a production.
Wonderful. And why do we have that lower environment and higher environment?
Like because going anything to the prod, like if it is like burst or something not properly configured, it will be hamper the business. So for that we need a rigorous testing in the lower environment before going to the prod. So business can't be affected in that way.
Wonderful. Wonderful. So to simplify this, okay. Yeah. Um, so in India, generally we say that, yes, okay, I want to buy a car. Okay. But when I want to buy a car, new car, what we say is generally, चलो पहले ना एक second hand car पे हाथ चलाते हैं. Yeah, why? Because you don't want to impact anything which is very precious. A new car, brand new car, which is expensive, you don't want to try and test everything on the new car, correct? So what we say is, let's buy a second hand car, let's try our hand, get all the practice, and then we buy a new car. Okay, so this is the same concept what we are saying in the lower environment and higher environment. What we are saying is, whatever the application code we have built for our food delivery app, what I will do is I will test it out. I will test it out in the lower environment, which is nothing but your dev environment, UAT environment. I will make sure that I will mimic exact functionality in my lower environment, and I will test it out that there is no problem with it. When I am sure that everything is working fine in my lower environment, I take the same code and I put it into the production, which is nothing but buying a new car. Yeah. And then because I know how to drive a car, I can now safely drive the new car. Do you agree with me?
Yeah, can you give a real-time example like how the DevOps like in a like real world or like a real scenario in the IT industry example?
Yes.
Any?
So yeah, I have broken it into very layman's term. Okay, but take an example. Yeah, now you have a website which is now selling some product of your let's say, take an example of a car only. Yeah, you are selling, yeah, you are actually having a website where you are actually selling car. Now tomorrow, along with the car, now you have introduced a functionality or a feature of selling insurance along with the car. Hmm? Now, so in this case, what will happen is the code for your selling of your car, the web application has a certain code base. Now, when you want to integrate this new feature functionality, what you will do is you will, on top of whatever the code for your website, you will add another module to it, which is nothing but the insurance selling. You tested it out in your lower environment. Okay, once both these modules are working, okay, properly, then you will add this module of your car insurance also into your production environment. So this is how real life example people will in the IT industry, what you will do is that if you want to add some feature functionality, you test it out in the lower environment. When you are sure that yes, everything is working fine, then you take that code and then put it into the production. Okay, I'm
Okay.
telling you again in the layman term because many people will not understand the other concept. We will
Just
gradually build
one
on the
one
concept.
more question on this.
Yeah.
Like you have told that DevOps are the like almost two teams working like in an integrated manner. Like
Yes.
you have given an example of like one more module feature to the car, like
Yeah.
insurance. So the development team will do the coding part. So what will be the work for the operational team for it? Like how they
So
will integrate in both the way.
yes.
That's the one.
So when you are developing, let's say you are a Java developer and you have developed the code and everything. Now for this code to run, yeah, you need some kind of infrastructure. Yeah. But because you are a coder, you don't know and have knowledge of infrastructure development. Yeah. So what we'll do is this IT operation guy, the infrastructure guy, will build the server for you as per your specification, which will have the right tool set to compile your Java program. Okay, so this is the work he will do, and he will pass you the baton or the server that so that you can deploy your Java code on top of it. Okay,
So
now
that requirement we have to give to the like operational team, or they will just ask for the like requirement and they will build by.
so it's a collaborative effort. Yeah, the IT person might not know everything for a Java program to run. Okay, so he might not know everything, but the developer will say that yeah, I need this Java 18 version, okay, for my application. I have dependencies on some, I need Maven built server, I need this and many other things. So this guy will give some input, this other guy IT operation will understand in exactly what he needs, and these two people will collaborate and work together. So
And
at
like
the end of this complete interaction is that you will be able to smoothly install your Java application on a Linux server.
got it. And like as we know that I'm taking another example, like
Mhm.
ERP part. Like there is one database team and another is a functional team guy, right?
Okay.
And
Mhm.
and the person who are having a, both the knowledge, they are known as a Oracle techno functional, so they can
Okay.
perform both the part. So is there
Okay.
any role in this DevOps is also there for like techno functional type, so they can perform the both the part, or like they can have to work in two different team only.
Yeah. So when you have taken example of Oracle, okay, now this will fall under somebody who's good at a database or something. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, but again, you might need something from the IT person. For example, you might need the license, whatever the license which are needed for your Oracle server, they might be tied up to the MAC address. Okay, this thing you have to pass to the person. Then what this person will do is he will not give you a virtual machine. He will give you something which is dedicated for you. Yeah, which with the MAC address of that machine will not change. Yeah, because it is the license is tied up to the MAC address. If your machine change, your system will go into a license error. So this kind of interaction will be there. But again, in your case, it depends upon the boundaries, segregation of responsibilities. Yeah, whether the Oracle guy will only do Oracle and he does not know anything, then the IT has to step in and do the things. But again, it is kind of a shared responsibility. You will understand each other's need and try to solve it. Okay, and do it in a agile manner so that there is no friction. There is a very kind of a swift action from both the side to deliver the end result. Hmm? It's a kind of a combination, and you can have multiple combination of things. Okay, now you must have heard, now DevOps is one term. Okay, somebody might say that yeah, there is something called as DevSecOps. What is that? Other person will say, what is MLOps? What is AI MLOps? Okay, so these are new concepts which are coming in, but again, it is about synergy between two teams. Okay, you might categorize that yes, a DevSecOps person will do something related to the security. Yeah. Okay, so it will change based upon the needs. Okay, so but broadly it can be categorized into DevOps. Any other question?
So like in development part, only particular language we are like going to be like used for coding, or there are multiple language available for coding part.
So it is a language agnostic. Okay, now you might write a program in .NET. Yeah, you might need write a program in React. Okay, but then your whatever the infrastructure which is provided by your IT people should be able to support it. So it is not just what kind of a language. Based upon that language, there might be certain hardware, there might be certain things which will be supported, which will not be supported. So you have to have a right balance. Okay, but it does not depend that it is not like that this I am writing in React, then it will not work in some system. Yeah. there are ways, there are things which we need to take care and then find out a middle path. Okay, but again, if you are saying that only one language, no, it supports everything. Okay, it's a concept. DevOps is a concept. It is kind of a it encompasses each and every software building, what you can say, language or application or tool. Yeah, so it's not going to exclude anything. Yeah, so you can term any languages as part of the DevOps, complete DevOps cycle. It is all about you writing a application code. Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Now, just a question. Yeah. Um, do you know the demand for DevOps in this current environment? Do you have any idea that what is the demand for a DevOps role right now? Anybody? No? Okay. So let me tell you, okay, at this moment, okay, there is a huge demand for DevOps skill set. Okay. But there are certain challenges. Okay. People or industries are not able to find the person with right DevOps skill set. Okay, there is a huge gap between the demand and the supply. If you interview 10, I do a lot of interview. Okay, if you uh, interview 10 person on DevOps, the chances are only 1 or 2 person will get selected in the second round. Why? Because there is a huge gap in terms of what the industry requires and what you have. Okay, so there's a huge gap. Okay, so there's a huge gap. And anybody know how does the DevOps engineer salary fare in terms of other skill set like cloud engineer, a database engineer, a data scientist? Do you anybody have an idea?
It's in the 6 figures.
Okay, wonderful. That's good. Yeah. But I'll tell you, if I compare any other skill set as compared to DevOps, it is actually having a premium of almost more than 50%. Yeah, somebody is actually in Indian currency, if somebody is actually earning 10 lakhs for experience of, let's say, uh, 10 years, yeah, a DevOps will at least earn 50 to 80% more than what? Yeah. And believe me, the trend is on the higher side. Yeah. The only thing is you need to have a right practical experience of all the tools. Okay. And that's where there is a high demand for DevOps. Okay. So I can show you some stat, but yes, this is what there is a demand um, in the industry. Okay, let me take one question which is asked by an Arnab. I'm a Oracle DBA. So how can this help a DBA to upgrade? I want to upgrade with AWS and DevOps. So now, Arnab, have you heard of means uh, I have seen people who were database administrator, they were commanding huge amount of salary, okay, 10 years back, okay.
Yes, sir.
But now, yeah, but now the trend has gone, yeah, means you will not see a job opening for a database administrator, okay, with only this skill set. The person has to have understanding of the software development lifecycle, SDLC. He needs to have a knowledge of the cloud. It can be AWS, Azure, and anything. And on top of it, he has a database skill that will be added advantage. Yeah. So now, if you want to move into this role of a DevOps, yes, your database background will help you. It will give you an edge in terms of any other people who are there in the same role. But you need to have the skill set on any cloud and even the DevOps toolchain. Okay, so that will give you an edge. Yeah. So again, Oracle DBA is very, very niche. Now people do not need only people who have Oracle knowledge. They will need more than that as well. So you have to upgrade yourself on top of Oracle DBA, AWS, DevOps toolchain, and so on. Hope I have answered you, Arnab.
Yes, sir.
Okay, wonderful. Now, so within DevOps, there are certain principles, there are certain practices which are followed, and there are tools to help you. Okay, so we'll see those things. So few of the principle we will look at. Okay, uh, the principle are nothing but kind of a it's a kind of a culture, people, process, and tool. Yeah, it talks about that we need to build a culture of collaboration. We need to build a collaboration where we help each other. Yeah, And who drives that? People drives that. How do people drive that? By defining a right processes. Yeah. So we need to do first step 1, step 2, step 3. And what will enable this process to be governed in a manner? The tools. Okay. So people, process, tools, and the culture is one of the principle for your DevOps. Then very, very important concept in DevOps is automation. Yeah. Okay. Automation will save lot of challenges what we face when we are running our software life cycle. Yeah. If you automate something, that will ensure that whatever the process you are doing, it will be error prone. Yeah. If you repeat that process again and again. Okay. If you do the same thing with a human, there are chances that yes, it might have some kind of issues. So how do you do that? You use automation, and for doing automation, there's something called as a ISE tool. Yeah. Which is nothing but infrastructure as a code. So remember the IT person who builds the server and everything. Okay. Now what he has to do is he has to automate that by writing code. Does he have the skill set of development? Yes, no? He might have. Yeah. But the DevOps, okay, the DevOps field needs the person, IT person, to have some knowledge in terms of creating infrastructure by writing code. Okay. So to give an example, there's ISE tool called Terraform. Have you heard of Terraform?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. And
No, sir.
so no. Okay. I will help you. So now if I want to create a virtual machine, yeah, let's say I'm taking an example of AWS. If you want to create a EC2 machine, which is nothing but a virtual machine in AWS, what is the way to do it? You go on the AWS CLI, write some command, and you create a EC2 instance. You go to the console, navigate the console buttons, click, and you get the EC2 instance. But what if I want to spin up 100 machine? Am I going to write command and yeah, and use some logic to spin up 100 machine, or go to console and do that process 100 times? Yeah, it is time consuming. What I do is I write a code. Okay, I write a code and I write that code to create the machine. Okay, and I can run that code as many times as I want. Yeah, I can build in the logic that yes, by just running one iteration of the code in infrastructure as a code, I can spin up 100 machine. So your Terraform will give you that functionality to write a simple 5 line of code. Yeah, and you will, to create a EC2 instance, you will not need more than 5 line of code. Yeah. Okay, and which is very, very easily readable. It's not a rocket science. It's not difficult. You can write it very easily. So what you will do is you will write that code and you will spin up that machine. Okay, so this is nothing but a ISE, and whatever number of times you will run that program, it will give you the same result. Okay. Yeah. So it is nothing but idempotent. Okay. So whatever you are doing it is going to give the same result.
Hello, sir. Hello,
Yeah,
sir.
tell me. Yeah, tell me.
Sir, let me start qualification for the DevOps.
I am not able to hear you properly. Can you repeat that a little louder?
I want to know the eligibility criteria for this course and what is the age limit?
Okay. Okay. Can I park this question? I can and take it at the end of the course.
Yes, no problem.
Yeah. Okay. I will
Yes.
come to you. What's your name?
Because
Vikas. Okay. I will take this question at the end of the class. Okay.
and
Yeah.
thank
Okay. So then, okay. So I explain you ISE. I hope you are aware now. ISE. What is ISE? It's you write a code and it will build the infrastructure for you. Okay. Yeah. Very, very important principle of DevOps is to measure each and everything. Yeah. Whatever you are doing in your environment, you should be able to measure it. Okay. By measuring it, you will be able to understand where I have reached. Okay. If I want to reach to a certain mark, okay, let's say my my application should be giving me only one error. Yeah, it should not give me 10 errors. Yeah, so you measure that and then you improve on that and kind of a continuous have a loop that, yeah, I measure it, I improve on it, I again measure it, I improve on it. So in first iteration, I might get 10 errors. In second iteration, when I improve, I might get just 5 errors. So whatever you are doing, you have to measure everything. And measurement is very, very important in DevOps. Okay. So it helps you to improve your system. Yeah. And then doing collaboration. Yeah. Having continuous feedback loop, that will also improve the process. So these are some of the principles. So feedback and monitoring, continuous improvement, collaboration, yeah, automation, all those things. Yeah. Next. Okay. So I will just skip this. Yeah. Now let us look at some of the principles of. Okay. So few of the principles I will touch base here. One of the most important principle of a DevOps is the version control system. Okay. So how many of you are developer here? A raise of hand or anything you want to say? Do I assume everybody are developer?
No, sir. No, sir.
अच्छा, बोलो.
I'm not.
जो developer है, they can say that I am developer. Okay, चलो. I will assume that yes, people, some of you are developer, some of you are not developer. So what I want to, when you are working in a team, yeah, when you are writing a application, yeah, you might not be writing the complete application code. There will be 10 different teams who are working on small component. I'll take an example. ठीक है, मेरा एक web application है. I have a front end, I have a middleware, and I have a backend. Okay, somebody is good at writing UI and all those things. He's in that team. Somebody who's good at database, he will win the middleware and writing business logics and all this. And somebody in the backend, which is a database or something. Yeah. So all these things, people will work in different team. Yeah, I'm talking about this version control. So everybody will write his piece of code. But how do you have a kind of a single piece of code? Okay. So that's where a source control management system or version control system will come into picture. What it will do is it will give you a way to collaborate your code and merge that code into a single piece of code so that your complete website will have the right code, features, functionalities, which are built by different teams. So version control system is very, very important to do the collaboration. Yeah. Anybody can name a version control system?
GitHub. Git.
Very good. Anybody else? Any other system?
GitLab.
Git.
Huh? Bitbucket?
GitLab.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So there are many version control systems. So version control system is very, very much foundational when it comes to DevOps practices. Yeah. Then we'll talk about now the configuration management. Yeah. Configuration management is one of the very, very critical component in a DevOps practice. Now, what is configuration management? Yeah. Let's say I have a web application, which is running on port 80. Yeah. HTTP. Yeah. And what is HTTPS port? Anybody? Huh?
80000.
Okay. Anybody else? HTTPS is 443. Okay. So somebody who's like trying to configure a machine, yeah, to enable certain port on a machine, yeah. What do you have to do? You have to go log into system, enable that port, and do it. Okay, but what if there are hundreds of machines? Tomorrow there is some kind of a Linux patch which I have to do. Okay, I can go and log into one machine and do it. But when I have hundreds and thousands of machines, how do you do? Okay, we use something called as configuration management system. Okay, which will be able to push centrally configuration to each and every server, and all of your application will be updated. Okay, so we have configuration management like Ansible, Chef, Puppet. Okay, so so you can do the configuration management of server by using this tool. Then we'll talk about virtualization, clouds and containers. Yeah, this is one of the practice. The adoption of DevOps has increased drastically with the advent of the cloud and virtualization. Why? Because now you don't have to wait for weeks and months to get your machine. You get the machine immediately, you start working on it and so on. Okay, so this is the advantage, and this has accelerated the DevOps practices. Yeah. Then continuous integration, deployment and delivery. This is one of the key principle practices which are followed in the DevOps. Okay. Now, how much time do we have, ma'am? Okay, I'll do one thing. I will just move to the next and we'll then stop for the Q&A. Yeah, okay. Next. Okay, so you must have seen this picture, okay, many times. What is the symbol? This is a infinity symbol, correct? Yes?
Yes.
So
Yes.
this defines the complete DevOps ecosystem. Yeah, so which we have like yeah, building a code, yeah, we are testing it, planning it, yeah, then deploying it, all those things. And whatever you are seeing here, yeah, just whatever you are seeing here, this are the different tools, yeah, which are going to be helpful for you. We talked about the version control, here it is, yeah. Then configuration management, yeah, this, okay, monitoring, Splunk, and these are the test suites, yeah, these are the build software, Maven, Gradle, and yeah, so these are the tools which are used in a complete DevOps lifecycle. How it is being used, we will see that in the later classes. Okay, so with that, I will stop here and I will first check the Q&A questions on the chat, and then I will come to the question asked by Vikas. Correct, Vikas? Okay, let me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so I have a question. Which one will pay more, DevOps or only development like MERN, Spring Boot? If you ask me, I would anytime say, based upon my experience, DevOps will be paid more as compared to MERN or a Spring Boot developer. Shivam, you are saying I have knowledge in multiple technologies, Oracle DB, Mongo. Is there an advantage for me right now? I have I'm third year of my college. Wonderful. Okay. This is, I think you are in a very well-placed time. Okay. If you learn these things, the DevOps tools, DevOps various tools, you will have a very, very good chance that you get good placement, as well as you can start your own startup. Yeah. If you understand the complete life cycle, how the application is released to the production, what are the tools to be used. Yeah, you will have a upper hand as compared to other students who are in your same batch. So yes, you can, it will definitely going to help you. Yeah, and then in will actually will run. Okay, so Terraform uses something called as HashiCorp language, SCL. Yeah, this is a proprietary, but which is very, very easy to understand. It's very human readable, so it uses SCL. Okay. Okay, done. Okay, now I'm done with the question on the chat. Okay, Vikas, would you like to repeat your question for me?
Yes, sir. Actually, I want to know what is the eligibility criteria for this course, because I'm no IT background person, and
Uh-huh.
currently I will find an credit course at level 1. And
Can you repeat your question? I'm not able to hear you properly.
sir, I just want to know the eligibility criteria for this, for the
Okay.
DevOps course,
Wonderful.
and what
Okay.
is the age limit.
Okay. See,
And
first of
and
all, okay.
one more
Mhm.
thing, it's non-IT background can switch in this IT department as a DevOps
Okay.
engineer.
Okay. Got it. Got it. Okay. So first of all, okay, what we are doing is we are learning. Okay, and what we are doing is we are doing a continuous learning. Anybody who stops learning will never succeed. Okay, so there is no age limit for learning. Okay, so there's no age limit for DevOps. Okay. Now, second question was your, okay, what is the eligibility criteria for it? Okay, what is the basic knowledge? The only knowledge, okay, basic knowledge you need is a plain minimum that you understand what is a software, what is a hardware, what is a language, and so on. You need only this much. Rest will be taken care in the class. We will teach you what is a Linux operating system, what is how Windows work. Okay, we will teach you, okay, shell scripting. We will teach you, okay, what is AWS, okay, how AWS work. We will teach you different concept which will make you understand what we are learning in this DevOps class. Okay, so there's no criteria. The only criteria you need is you need to have discipline, you need to have focus, and you need to have, okay, right mindset to study. Okay, believe me, if you study for 6 months, okay, next 6 months your life can change drastically. Okay, from this point, if you are a fresher or if you are not earning anything, within 6 months, if you actually practice, do a lot of hands-on, you are going to get a two-figure salary immediately. Yeah, if you do rigorous practice, if you do a disciplined study and all, you are going to get it. Yeah. Okay, so yeah,
Sir,
even
sir,
ha,
one more thing. Actually, I want to know related to this prospect. Actually, I have heard that the DevOps engineer certification is very tough because it's a national test which is taken by software in online test,
okay.
and that is attended by the Microsoft or others
Okay.
departments.
Okay, so see, every vendor has its own certificate. Okay, so for example, Jenkins, which is managed by CloudBees, they have their own certificate. Okay, there will be certification for GitOps, there will be certification for AWS Cloud, there will be certification for Azure Cloud. Okay, so but there's no a single certificate for a DevOps. Okay, so there are different tools. For example, you work on Jenkins, you work on Kubernetes. So everybody has their own certificate. What is required for you is to understand. You have to have a practice of all these tools. There are 5-6 tools. Okay, if you master all those things and then do a industry recognized certificate. For example, Kubernetes. Okay, Kubernetes certified administrator, CKA, that has a very huge demand. Okay, don't go for a certificate for Gates, don't go for a certificate for Prometheus. Okay, because those are not in demand. But if you do a certification for AWS, if you do a certification of Kubernetes, that has a more visibility and people will demand it, and those are really tough certifications. So at this moment, don't run for certification. Do as much hands-on. DevOps is all about hands-on. Okay, so remember, do hands-on and then focus on the certification. Okay, I think Ivan, you have raised the hand. Can
Yeah.
you take your question? Yeah, I can take your
Yes.
question. Yeah.
So pretty much you kind of answered the question with regards to the question the previous gentleman asked. So I was gonna, because I looked through the tools and I didn't see Kubernetes on there, because I've been checking some of the stuff online, and I know that there's a high demand for that. So I wanted to know if that was going to be part of the class.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, so it will be part of the class, but
Okay.
Ivan, let me tell you, Kubernetes is very vast. Okay,
Okay.
if I want to teach you the Kubernetes from basic to the advanced level, it is going to demand for another class like this. Yeah, so what we are
Okay.
going to do is we will make sure that you understand the basic architecture of Kubernetes. We'll make
Okay.
sure that you are able to deploy an app on Kubernetes, and you'll be
Okay.
able to utilize this in the complete CI/CD pipeline. Yeah,
Okay.
so Kubernetes is there, don't worry about it. I will teach you till intermediate level. The
Okay.
advanced concepts are very high. You need to do a lot of practice, but yes, we will teach you till the intermediate state. Yeah, in the
Okay.
course.
All righty.
Yeah,
All righty. Thank you.
thank you. Yeah, any other question? Okay, Rahul has a question. I think I'm working as software. Can I move to this profile? If yes, how it will be, and will consume as a fresher or experience? So Rahul, if you are having certain experience, but when it comes to the DevOps kind of a profile, you will be considered kind of a fresher. But again, if you have worked on certain tools in your software testing job profile, you can very well complement that to whatever the new learnings you will have, and that can be shown against your experience. Yeah, I don't know about coding. Yeah, in this, which coding language? So for a DevOps engineer to actually become an expert, I simply suggest that he needs to have little understanding of the coding. For example, he should have good understanding of the shell script. Okay, shell script is used for doing certain small automation within your Linux system. And then you need to also have a good understanding of the Python. Yeah, why Python? Because Python is majorly used in a lot of infrastructure coding and all those things to do some small automation. So you need to have a understanding of this too. Yeah, but again, you don't have to be expert coder to actually succeed in the DevOps, but you need to have this knowledge. Yeah, and with now advent of AI and all those things, you need to work smart to actually get through. Yeah. Okay. Okay, Ivan, the class would be around 55 to 60 hours. Yeah. And yes, so it will be complete live session. Yeah. You can get more details from the my colleagues. Yeah. But it will be 55 to 60 hours of class. Yeah. Just like what we are doing today. Okay. Any other questions?
हेलो
Yes.
हेलो सर आवाज आ रही है आपको?
हाँ, आवाज आ रहा है, बोलो.
हाँ सर, करंटली मैं सपोर्ट में वर्क कर रहा हूँ, तो
हाँ.
लाइव सिनेरियो बेस्ड प्रोजेक्ट आप लेने वाले हो क्या? कोई लाइव
Yes.
तो
तो अपन
so I
प्रोजेक्ट
can-
करेंगे which will help you to actually understand what happens in a real life scenario. So complete end-to-end project अपन करेंगे, and there you will get the knowledge. और इसके अलावा I will also give you multiple projects which are being used. For example, a clone of a Netflix site. Yeah, so how Netflix site is there, you can create a complete clone of a Netflix site using all the tools which we are going to learn in the class. So हाँ, तुमको real life experience आएगा. ठीक है, बट
Okay.
अपने पास सिर्फ 60 आवर्स है. सो व्हाट वी हैव टू डू इज, जितना ज्यादा जो मैं तुम्हें बोल रहा हूँ, होमवर्क तुम्हें दे रहा हूँ, इफ यू आर एबल टू डू इट, then that will actually help you a lot. Okay, but we cannot means spend much of the time doing everything in the class. Okay, but I will teach you everything what is needed for you to do the project. We will do the project in the class as well, but 10 project
sir,
अगर करना है, हाँ, तो
कौन
10
से
project में
domain
अपन
के
क्लास में नहीं
project
कर
चाहिए?
पाएंगे. हाँ,
कौन से डोमेन के प्रोजेक्ट? फॉर एग्जांपल
DevOps
लाइक
के.
बैंकिंग
So
डोमेन.
नहीं, ऐसा डोमेन स्पेसिफिक प्रोजेक्ट नहीं होता है. ठीक है, इट इज कंप्राइजेस ऑफ डिफरेंट टूल्स. कि भाई मैंने डॉकर यूज किया, मैंने कुबरनेटिस यूज किया, मैंने जेनकिंस यूज किया, मैंने गिट यूज किया, ये यूज करके मैंने एक प्रोजेक्ट बनाया है. सो दैट इज हाउ यू आर गोइंग टू शो इट. ओके, डोमेन बेसिस
ओके
प्रोजेक्ट नहीं होता है. ठीक है, इट्स नॉट अबाउट
ओके
डोमेन नॉलेज, है ना, ये डोमेन नॉलेज के लिए नहीं है, ये डेवऑप्स टूल सेट के लिए है. ओके,
ओके.
when does the class begin? For this you have to Kiran, can you help Sophie with the exact details of the class? Yeah, and what will be class time, scheduled, and fees? Okay, for that also, Sophie, Rahul, you can speak to Kiran. Kiran, you are there on the call? Anybody from the admin team here?
Yes, sir.
Okay, people are asking for the fees and all, so you can get in touch
Please
with them.
connect with this number, chat option their number, or fill this form. More details are available.
Okay. Yeah, Sophie. So yeah, I want to build my technical skill on Python, SQL, PowerShell. Okay. Yeah. So you can. Okay, but these are not the means. You need to have a good knowledge of Python, SQL, PowerShell. Yeah, but along with that, you need to know the CI/CD tools like Jenkins, yeah, Maven, Docker, Kubernetes, Git, yeah, Ansible, like this. So all those things you need. Okay. Okay. Very good, Arnab. Thank you. Any other questions? If not, then we can end the class.
Sir, I just want to know that what is the actually the 2 days in a week or 5 days in a week class?
विकास इसके लिए ना तुम्हें श्रुति हेल्प करेगी, ठीक है?
Okay,
हाँ
okay, okay.
हाँ
Okay.
ठीक है, श्रुति से एक बार बात करो, टच कर, यू गेट इन टच, ये अटेंडेंस फॉर्म फिल करो यहाँ पे एंड शी विल हेल्प यू. हाँ
Okay,
ठीक है.
उसके लिए बेसिक लैपटॉप क्या रिक्वायरमेंट रहेगा फॉर प्रैक्टिस एंड ऑल?
यस, वंडरफुल. ओके, सो आपको एटलीस्ट 8 GB रैम का लैपटॉप लो और लेटेस्ट विंडोज एप्लीकेशन या जो भी लिनक्स एप्लीकेशन ओएस लेना है, ठीक है. मेक श्योर दैट आपके यहाँ पे ना कुछ, जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल अगर मुझे डॉकर डेस्कटॉप इंस्टॉल करना है, ठीक है, तो वो चलना चाहिए एंड इट हैज़ अ बेयर मिनिमम नीड ऑफ सर्टन हार्डवेयर. फॉर एग्जांपल इट शुड सपोर्ट हाइपरवाइजर. हाँ, तो वो जरूरी है. जॉब्स अवेलेबल है, ओके, फ्रेशर के लिए, बट यू हैव टू एक्चुअली डू लॉट ऑफ हैंड्स ऑन प्रैक्टिस. ठीक है राहुल? ओके, एनीथिंग एल्स? नहीं? Okay, so I think we can end the class, yeah, and yeah, so rest be assured that what I will cover is I will cover from the basic concept to the advanced concept as well. Those who do not have a background of technology, I will also make sure that they are also comfortable with different concepts. Okay, so thank you very much, and Shruti, we can end the class.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Bye bye.